Hi, and welcome to Less 2. Step 1, understanding standard photo sizes. We don't think about photo sizes as absolutely crucial, except maybe when we're thinking about what would really fit where. But actually, the size of your photo print will have a huge influence on how it affects you and those around you. So it's important to understand what we're talking about. You can think of standard photo prints in a couple of general groupings: small, medium, and big to huge. Small prints often come in a standard 4x6 or 5x7 inch print size or smaller, something like this maybe. Photo books are full of small photos. You can think of small photos as really handheld photos almost, because to really see them, you basically have to have them in your hand. If they're further away, like on a shelf or a wall, you would need to actually walk over to them to be able to see what is in the photo. Small photos can be great, but it also means that the effect of this size of photo is just that. It's small. You don't enter a room and feel drawn to a small photo propped on the other side of the room on a side table. You would enjoy that photo when you're seated in a chair next to that side table, because from that distance you can actually see it. But small and most medium-sized photos simply just don't grab your attention. They don't add to the atmosphere of your room, and you just don't see them or appreciate them as fully as you would a large photo on the wall. Medium photo prints are obviously bigger than small photos, and they can range from a size about a piece of paper to something that is often called a poster size. And when you're looking for photo printers online in inches, you'll find that most medium photo print ranges from 8 by 10 inches to 24 by 36 inches. Now, photos on the smaller end of this range will look good framed and sitting on a mantle or a shelf, whereas on the larger end of medium-sized photos, the poster size, those look good on the wall. The two small prints on the either side of me, these are 60 by 90 centimeter prints. Nice, right? Before we move on to the big to huge size photo prints, I did want to mention a few things that you should keep in mind before ordering a photo poster print. First, the quality of the print. They're called poster prints for a reason. And it's not only because they're similar in size to the posters that I used to have hanging on my wall when I was in high school. Often, the quality of a typical online poster print is similar to that of a poster, so quite thin and flimsy. Secondly, before ordering any photo that you're going to want to hang on the wall, make sure that you have a plan for how you will hang it. Frames for most poster photo prints can actually double or triple your costs, so just be aware of that as you consider your photo size. Now let's talk about my favorites, the big to huge photo prints, sometimes going all the way up to what my kids might call mega super huge. Online, you might hear photos in this range referred to as photo enlargements, and they are large, but I don't find that to be quite the right term. A photo enlargement makes it sound like you're taking something that's naturally small and you're enlarging it to make it big. But here at Exposure, we simply believe that many photos were never created to be small. Sure, when they're in a digital format, we look at them on small screens on our computers or on our cameras, but they weren't shot to be kept small. The natural state of photos taken by people who put effort and passion into their photography, like we do as hobbyists or pros, is not small, and it's not digital. Photos like ours were supposed to be seen big, or even bigger. Now, we've all heard the saying, bigger is better, and of course, that's not always true. Sometimes less is more. But when you're talking about photos that will hang on the wall, it does actually ring true. And that's because when you hang a bigger photo on your wall, it draws more attention, it makes a bigger statement, and it gives off more good energy. What grips you more? Seeing a great movie on your phone or even on a TV, or seeing a great movie in the theater on the big screen? That's when it comes to life, when it feels real. When you have great photos, which I know you do, remember this: your photos aren't meant to be small. They're meant to be big. And when talking about big to huge photo prints, the idea of standard sizes becomes somewhat less useful. This is simply because there are fewer printers that print so large, which makes industry standard sizes somewhat less relative. Up until now, it's mostly been just professional photographers that print at these sizes, and they use professional printing labs, such as Exposure's North American partner, Bay Photo Lab in California. We consider big photo prints as those that start at 24 by 36 inches, or 60 by 90 centimeters, and go up from there. Exposure prints as large as 40 by 80 inches and 100 by 200 centimeters, which is significantly larger than the prints hanging behind me. Heck, it's larger than your TV. Like I said, the two side photos hanging behind me here are 60 by 90 centimeters, so roughly 24 by 36 inches. And the one in the middle is 135 by 90 centimeters, so roughly 50 by 36 inches. These are sizes that until now you would mostly only see in a photo exhibition or in a gallery, because just a print at this size was so expensive, let alone figuring out how to get it on the wall. But it doesn't have to be, and that's exactly why Exposure exists today, to make it easy and affordable to hang really large, stunning photos on your wall as they're meant to be seen. We've reached the end of step 1, and as you can see, there are standard photo print sizes that range from small to huge, and there is so much you can do with them. That's what we'll talk about all in step 2. I'll see you there.